in the lab room.
Who else could it be but me, your man, Louie T? Welcome. You are in the lab room. Of course, I'm your host, Lou. Thank you for joining me. Week number 7 in the National Football League. Kansas City Chiefs taking on the San Diego Superchargers in an AFC West showdown. Family business to attend to for these two teams. Chargers looking to get to 6-1 on the season and set up a monumental. Either way, whether they win or lose, it's going to be a huge matchup on Thursday Night Football between them and the Denver Broncos. But first place will be on the line for the winner if they can find a way to get to it between two one-loss teams. That's what's at stake here. A win here puts you at 6-1. Denver with the win on Sunday Night Football versus 49ers, we get to the game at 5-1, and you're having a clash of the Titans in this division, both coming into the game with one loss. So this was a chance for the Chargers not only to set up a mega power matchup on Thursday Night Football, which whether they win or lose, is going to be the best Thursday night game we've had thus far, on paper, that is. And it's also a huge opportunity for them to separate themselves from the rest of the division. Right now, you want it to just be a two-team race. You don't want to have to worry about the Kansas City Chiefs on the coattails. Here's a chance for you to put them out of their misery. Right now, they're 2-3 on the season, coming off of a bye. If you can get them in this game, they drop to 2-4, and basically now they're an afterthought in this division. You let them off the schneid here, and they're able to come into your place and get a W, and you still got to go to Arrowhead. If they can get back to 500 at 3-3, all of a sudden now, with them already having went to Denver and already having went to San Diego, they've got 2 home dates left against the 2 best teams in this division. They could be hanging around. You never know what happens in this league. So if you got a chance to put them out of their misery, might as well do it at home. If you're Kansas City, you're coming off of a bye. You feel good about the way you've played over the last month, having blown out a couple of teams in the Patriots and the Dolphins. You lose a heartbreaker to San Francisco before the bye week. You come off of the bye now. You feel really good about what you're doing as a football team. Now you think, hey, we've had 2 weeks to prepare for this Chargers team. We feel good about our chances about going into San Diego and getting a W. Let's see if we can't make that happen, get back to 500, and try to see if we can't make some moves here, not only in this division, but in the AFC conference as a whole. So there's a huge opportunity for the Kansas City Chiefs to kind of ascend in the ranks within the AFC conference. So let's see how they fare coming off of their bye week. Kansas City with 2 penalties, including a pass interference in the end zone, helped set up a 1-yard John Phillips touchdown for the San Diego Chargers as they get the scoring started with a touchdown to Phillips. It's 7-0 San Diego early in this game. So Chiefs penalties, a huge factor in that opening touchdown score for this San Diego Chargers team. And there was a little bit of a period before we got any scoring going on in this football game. I mean, these two teams were kind of filling each other out, going tit for tat. And so we got deep into the first quarter before we started to see these teams open up and loosen up each other and get into the end zone. And so it's 7-0 San Diego in this game. Jamal Charles dominates as the Chiefs respond to the Chargers touchdown with a touchdown drive of their own, a beautiful 14-yard touchdown run by Jamal Charles. And this drive started in the first quarter, leaped into the second, and Jamal Charles takes a hellacious shot from an ex-mate in Brandon Flowers on the play, but he bounces up like a tennis ball after this. But the guy that delivered the shot, Brandon Flowers, done for the game with a concussion. So, guys always looking to make these huge hits and deliver kill shots, but you got to think about it. Sometimes you're going to be the guy taking the brunt of the force. You got to make sure that you take care of yourself when you're trying to deliver a blow. A lot of times you look and you're like, man, I'm gonna light this guy up, but you never think, what is it going to do to me? What's the ramifications of me putting my body on the line? So he delivers a shot, knocks himself out, and now he's out of the game. And Jamal Charles bounces up and he's able to finish the football game. So Brandon Flowers, so anxious, probably geeked up to face his old mates, and doesn't even make it out of the first half of the game. So it's 7-all after the beautiful, nifty run by Jay Charles. Never, ever trust a man with two first names. And so it's 7-all in this football game. Roughing the passer penalty on Walker extends the Chiefs' drives and leads to a field goal. It's 10-7, Kansas City on top of this game. So San Diego making some mistakes, and this is something we haven't seen from this team. This is a team hasn't given it up on the ground. They gave up over 100 yards rushing in this game. This was a team that came into the game giving up some of the least amount of yards in the league as a whole, total yardage given up. And the Chiefs were able to gash them. Chiefs also gave the Chargers a dose of their own medicine in this game by dominating the time of possession. That's something that the Chargers are used to dominating. And the Chiefs were the team, were the aggressor of the clock and the time of possession. So Chiefs doing a lot of the things that the Chargers are used to doing. And you could see that it had an effect on the San Diego Chargers in this game. And again, when you're a good football team, one of the things that the good football teams usually do is they eliminate the mistakes and the penalties. That penalty on Walker was going to end that drive. They were going to get off the field. Instead of them getting off the field, they end up having a personal foul penalty, roughing the passer, ends up giving them a first down, and the Chiefs take advantage of that, get a field goal. It's 10-7, Kansas City on top of this game. After San Diego punts, Kansas City has great field position, but a Junior Hemingway drop of the football on third down ends the drive. And I'm here to tell you, if he catches this football, I don't know if there's a safety, down the way, somewhere yonder that we can't see in the picture. But I'm telling you right now, on the television screen, and I got a nice size screen, I didn't see a San Diego Chargers defender other than the one that was trailing him on the play. If Junior Hemingway catches this football, I'm not sure he's not gone. He's off to the races. Maybe that defender has enough speed to catch up to him, down at the 10-yard line or so. But I'm not sure he doesn't score in that play. Perfectly placed football by Alex Smith. And he's got to catch the football. I mean, that's part of the reason why he's a special teamer and not a guy you want to go to that often. That's the catch you got to make. You want more balls coming your way? Catch the football, man. That was a huge play. Could have been a touchdown. Definitely would have put the Chiefs in scoring range. Instead, they got to punt the football now. Those are the type of plays that, had the Chiefs lost this game, that's one of those plays you look back on and you say, those are the opportunities that we got to take full advantage of if we want to beat a team like San Diego in their building. But luckily enough for them, it did not come back to haunt them. That was a huge missed opportunity by the Chiefs in this game. OG 85. OG 85. Antonio Gates with 3 receptions on a Chargers scoring drive for 61 yards, including a 28-yard tip drill touchdown where the defender is draped all over him, actually gets his hands on the football. Gates still has the concentration to reel it in, get the feet down in the back of the end zone as he's being hit. Touchdown. Gates was huge on this drive. All 3 of the plays that got them down the field were made by OG 85. Guys still getting it done. Original gangster, original Gates, OG 85, getting in the end zone. It's now 14-10. Chargers on top of this game, and that would be your halftime score. So Chargers, despite struggling with this Chiefs offense and them controlling the pace of the game, and Kansas City having opportunities to make some plays, Junior Hemingway with that huge drop, they're still ahead in this game. So they're doing what they need to do, but it's not a pretty game for the Chargers right now. Not what we're used to seeing from them. Some mistakes, that penalty on Walker afforded the Chiefs an opportunity to get a field goal. Some things, some defensive breakdowns. I already talked about Jamal Charles on that 14-yard scamper. This Chargers team not used to giving it up on the ground. They were giving it up on the ground in this game. And Jamal Charles had a really good first half. And Phillip Rivers was under duress in that first half. There was a play where DJ Fluker, your right tackle, was mauled. I mean, Justin Houston put him on his backside en route to getting to Phillip Rivers and sacking him. And Tom Ali later in the game was able to run a lap around your left tackle and get to Phillip Rivers and get the football out. So pressure was being applied to Phillip Rivers in this game. and he was under duress for a good majority of that first half, and it continued in the second half as we go to the fourth quarter because nothing happened in this game in the third quarter. So we go to the fourth quarter where there were a lot of fireworks in this football game. Or excuse me, there was one thing happening in the third quarter. Chiefs start the second half with an 11-play drive that ends in a 40-yard field goal as Debo can't corral the football wide open again. Drops plagued this Chiefs team in this game. Debo wide open on third down. If he catches this football, I'm not sure he didn't break a tackle getting in the end zone. I know one thing's for sure, it would have been a huge game and a first down, and it would have put them right in prime field position to get in the end zone instead. You can't, or easy out route, catch it, go out of bounds, catch it, go up the field, whatever you want to do. You can do whatever you like. Yeah, just catch the ball first. But he didn't. And so, and that's the issue you have with Debo at times is, he's a guy that you're paying all this money to, supposed to be a premier receiver for you, and he has these types of lapses in concentration. Those are the ones that frustrate you as a Chiefs fan, but he's still a top flight receiver for you. And so, kick the field goal. It's now 14-13 as we head to the fourth quarter. 11-play, 70-yard drive ends in an 11-yard Anthony Sherman touchdown after A.J. Jenkins steps out of bounds and a holding penalty on San Diego after a sack give the Chiefs an automatic first down. So again, I talked about all the mistakes that this Chargers team is making. Kansas City taking advantage of these mistakes. So listen to all these mistakes. First, you've got an A.J. Jenkins catch where he seems to be bottled up. It looks like it's going to be a minimal gain on the play. He bursts out of the pile, gets up the sideline, and had he had the presence of mind to stay in bounds, he walks into the end zone. I mean, there was not a Charger in sight to stop him from getting in the end zone. He can't run in a straight line. He's got an issue running in a straight line up the sideline and not stepping out of bounds. And so that play ends up stopping short of where it should have been, which is in the end zone. But then the Chargers defensively find a way to get a stop, only to have a holding penalty give the Kansas City Chiefs an automatic first down. And that leads to an Anthony Sherman screen pass that looked to be defended pretty well. You actually got a defender with his arms around Anthony Sherman on the play, can't bring him down. Anthony Sherman rumbles into the end zone from 11 yards out. So poor tackling by the Chargers again, something that we're not used to seeing from the Chiefs. You got more mistakes, another defensive breakdown, and a missed tackle, all on the same drive leading to a touchdown as the Chiefs now take the lead 20-14 in this game. Malcolm Floyd and Brandon Oliver do the heavy lifting, and San Diego gets the football inside the Chiefs' 10-yard line, but have to settle for a field goal. Another thing that we're not used to seeing from this Chargers team, and that's not getting in the end zone. This is a team that when they get in the red zone, they've been pretty proficient this season at scoring touchdowns, not having to settle for field goals. That wasn't the case in this game. Had to settle for a field goal as they were inside the Chiefs' 10-yard line. It's now 20-17 in this ball game. Keenan Allen comes alive as the Chargers get a 48-yard field goal from Nick Novak to tie this game up at 20. So Keenan Allen was huge on this drive, making catch after catch to help the team get into a position to tie this football game up. And at this time, once they tied the game up, they had the momentum. They had scored 6 points in a row to tie this game up at 20. I felt like they had gotten even with this Chiefs team. Now they just needed one more possession to get over the hump, take the lead, and win this game. It's a close one, which is what you expected. It's family business, but I still thought that the Chargers would find a way to pull this one out. Face mask penalty on Corey Liuget and completions to Debo and Travis Kelce, who had 2 catches. Travis Kelce had 2 catches on this possession, leads to a 48 Jairo Santos game-winning field goal as they take the lead 23-20. Chargers have one last opportunity with the football. Not a lot of timeouts left, and a lot of space to cover. And Phillip Rivers picked off by Kurt Coleman to seal the game up as the Kansas City Chiefs, Chiefs go into San Diego and steal one. And on that game-winning drive, where the the Chiefs were able to get in the field goal range, that 11-play, 70-yard drive that gave the Chiefs the lead, 20-14. Alex Smith was phenomenal. He was 9 of 10 on that possession. I thought he really handled and managed this game well. And if not for the drops, I'm not sure that the Chiefs don't run away with this game, actually. I thought Alex Smith, our favorite quarterback superhero in the league, Captain Chuckdown! I thought he had a magnificent game. Of course, I had to do that at least once. And I thought if not for the drops, he had a huge drop by Debo that forced them to have to settle for a field goal when they might have been able to get a touchdown. He had a huge drop by Junior Hemingway, and that one looked like it could have been for a touchdown. That looked like it had touchdown written all over it. We're talking about possibly 14 points being wiped off the board in exchange for a field goal. So we're talking about 11 points that could have been missed by this Chiefs team. I thought Alex Smith played a wonderful game. And to me, that's about the fourth game in a row where I thought he's played well enough for this team to win. I mean, you talk about the 2 blowout victories against New England and Miami, and I thought he played well enough against the San Francisco 49ers for them to win that game as well. So, look, Alex Smith has this team in a position right now, and I must give credit where credit is due. I did not think the Chiefs would be in this position at 3-3 right now where they are at this point in the season. I didn't think this team was going to be good enough. I thought they had lost too much in the offseason. I thought that this team would struggle to find the offense, and I didn't think the defense would be as good as it was last year, but the defense is still getting after the quarterback. The defense is still generating turnovers. You're getting DeAnthony Thomas involved now. He's a guy that's going to do some things in that return game, and you're getting him involved offensively. So this team is coming together, man. Travis Kelce has been a revelation at the tight end position. You're starting to get the production out of the running back position, whether it's Nile Davis or it's Jamal Charles. Never, ever trust a man with 2 first names. This is an offense that's capable of scoring enough points to win games. This is a defense that's capable of making enough plays to win games. This is a special teams unit that I think has the ability to make some game-breaking plays. It's a dangerous Chiefs team. If they're allowed to hang around in football games, they can win at the end. They're good enough as a team. And Alex Smith, a.k.a. Captain Chuckdown, is the right man at the helm for this football team. Big win on the road for the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs getting it done on the road in an improbable fashion. Didn't see them stealing one on the road here. This is a tough loss for the Chargers. And at the worst time possible, because that game against Denver on the road, you needed momentum going into that game. To be able to say we reeled off 6 consecutive wins, we're one of the hottest teams in the league, to be playing with that type of confidence would have been huge going into that game. And this one was tough. This was a tough one to swallow. A bitter pill to swallow, to lose this game going into that Thursday night matchup. Not saying that you can't still win that game, but man, would it have felt great to get this one, be 6-1 on the season, playing with the utmost confidence going into Denver. But it was this same game last season that nobody gave you a chance to win when you had to run the table. On a Thursday night, you go into Denver and you use that ball control offense, you keep Peyton Manning off the field, and you dominate that football game, and you come out of Denver with a W. So you've done it before, but this is not the same Denver Broncos team. It's a different game, and so this one hurts. This one stings. To lose this one at home the week before a huge primetime matchup versus the Denver Broncos, who are clicking on all cylinders right now, I would have really have preferred you to get this one. This is a tough one to swallow. Bitter pill to swallow. Big win by Kansas City. Tough loss for San Diego. Chargers now 5-2 on the season. Chiefs go to 3-3 on the season. That's going to do it for this solid AFC West matchup between the Chargers and the Chiefs. I thank you for joining me. If it happens in the National Football League, whether big or small, we covered all here in the lab room. That's going to do it for week number 7 in the National Football League. See you. Like the content? Want more? Sub up.